Do you own a property in St Petersburg, Florida, and you're wondering if it makes sense to hire a management company or should you just do it yourself? If you hire a management company, what is it that they actually do? And do they help you achieve your goals? I'm Steve Rosenberg, and I'm head of investor education at Mynd Property Management. And there's some things that you got to think about when you own a rental property, or if you're looking to buy a rental property. Does it make sense to hire a property management company? First of all, know that property management companies like Mynd Property Management are great leverage tools. You are hiring a management company to take care of the day-to-day operations and to deal with the intricacies of what goes on when you own a rental property so that you don't have to do it. And these are the things, the laws, the day-to-day operations, all the ins and outs that happen is what a property management company should do. So when you think of a property management company and what they do, always make sure that whoever you hire or work with, make sure that they align with your goals and that their business model works with your business model. Because if they don't, then they may not be the best fit for you. And you want to make sure that you have good conversations with a property management company to make sure that either you are okay with how they do business or they're okay with how you do business. But make sure you have the conversation first and not after. Always got to make sure that you're getting value and the price works. But there's a lot of things that go on in the day-to-day operations of a management company. So for example, when you have a vacant property, you've got to worry about getting the property marketed. You've got to make sure that you screen the applicants correctly. You've got to make sure that you sign all the proper documentation when you actually get the lease signed, all within the current laws, especially with everything going on with all the pandemic and everything. You've got to make sure that you're doing that correctly. Then you have the day-to-day operation. So now you're operating the property. There are things that go on a day-to-day basis with properties that you've got to make sure that you're doing correctly and that you are operating within the confines of the law. So you've got property code, you've got eviction laws, you've got protection rights. There's a lot of things that you've got to make sure. You've got maintenance on the property. Then you've got to determine if there's an emergency or if it's not an emergency and who deems something an emergency. So this is what a good property management company does, is they take care of all this for you so that you do not have to do any of this guessing and it's all handled. So again, always think about that and have these conversations and ask these questions of the management company. How do they handle these specific situations? Do they have teams or are they doing it on their own? How do you answer the calls? How do they get back to their residents? These are things you want to think about. There's, as I said, there's a lot of laws when it comes to owning a rental property, and you've got to make sure that you know what these laws are. So in Florida, we've got the tenant right law. We got golf ball hazards, which is a legal overview. There's a lot of golf courses, obviously, in Florida. You got to make sure you know what the laws are with that. Then you've got property and fence laws in Florida. So there's just a lot of things that you've got to make sure that you know. And if you don't know, that is not an excuse to not knowing the law. So again, make sure you know what you're doing and make sure that you are treating your business correctly. Just because you bought the property does not mean that you know how to operate the property. Then obviously you've got to make sure that the value is there. So when you hire a management company, what are you getting for the value? It's very important to think about that. And when you're thinking of value, you got to make sure you're paying correctly. I don't believe that you should be paying one price for all. Now, we manage in over 20 markets nationwide, but I think that you should pay for what type of service you need. At Mynd Property Management, we have 3 different tiered pricing structures. So we have the core services, which is $79. Then we have the avid investor, which is $119. And then we have the complete package, which is the peace of mind for $159. Now, if you want to know more about this, you can go to our website at mynd.co, mynd.co. There you can get all the information you need about all of our packages, as well as all of our videos and everything else. But again, make sure that you have that conversation before you hire the company. Make sure you know what you're getting and make sure the value aligns with what you think is important and what aligns with your goals. If you want to know more, you can go to our website at mynd.co and you can set up a strategic conversation with some of our staff to make sure that you are getting the right service for your property. At Mynd, we manage a lot of properties in St. Petersburg, so we are very familiar with it. And you want to make sure whoever you hire has boots on the ground, staff in place to help you with all of your needs, not just for this property, but for you want to grow your portfolio, whether it's just here in St. Pete or Florida or any other city or market. It's always good to have one management company that can do all of that for you. So please make sure you subscribe to this channel to get more information like this in the future. I'm Steve Rosenberg with Mynd Property Management. Thank you very much.